today I wanted to talk about stuff that is breaking me out. So over the last year, I have not been buying any new makeup, which means I'm having to use up everything. I've tried to be really good with skincare and stuff. The only stuff I've been going out to buy is essential stuff. So face cream, body wash, shampoo, toothpaste, like all that kind of normal stuff. So I haven't been buying any new creams and moisturisers and stuff if I can use up whatever I've got. And in doing that, over the last year, I have actually found some products that have completely broken out my skin. And the scary thing about it is that there were times where I used these products for like 6-7 months in a row, thinking it was a great new product, and realising now that I'm not using them, actually they completely broke out my skin. So I'd like to talk about the 4 items that I've decided to show you today. So the first one, and I was quite surprised about this because this is supposed to be quite a high-end brand, and I'm not blaming the brand, I'm just saying this product like really breaks me out. So it's the Elemis SOS Emergency Cream. I went to a spa a couple of years ago. I was having a facial and I remember lying there, and I remember she put something on my face that smelled good enough that I wanted to eat it. So halfway through the facial, I'm going, okay, that thing that smells really good, what are you actually putting on my face? Because it smells amazing, and it smelled like lavender, like it smells like lavender. And so she told me like what she was doing, and she's like, I've noticed you've got some breakouts and things, so I'm applying this SOS Emergency Cream to your face. And it's good enough to use, and it says on the back, this daily treatment moisturiser has been formulated to provide the most effective solution for stressed, hormonal and irritated skin, and restored back to the skin's natural balance. And it's a really, really thick cream, so I couldn't really use it during the daytime because I found it was quite oily. And because my skin's oily anyway, I'd get to like halfway through the day and I would realise that my skin was just oily all over the place. So I thought, well, if it's a thick cream, I should be able to use it in the evenings. And I used it for a little while, and my skin wasn't great back then 2 years ago, like it wasn't very good. So if something was breaking me out, I would have just thought, oh, it's my skin just being my skin. So I used it, and then I kind of just bought other things, and then there was season change, so I changed it up again. And while I have been trying to finish up my beauty items and finish up my moisturisers, I went back to using this. A couple of days of using this, my skin just broke out completely. And then I did like a little experiment. I waited for my skin to clear up, and I used this down one side of my face, and I used like a simple basic moisturiser on the other side of my face, and this side of my face broke out. You can still see it's not completely back to normal, but this is breaking me out, and I'm really surprised because it's meant to be to restore balance. It says effective formula for amino acids and lavender. I don't know if it just didn't match. I didn't know if it was something to do with the oils. I don't know if it's to do with my pores, but either way, this does not work for me. And you know, you do that thing where you think, okay, maybe things get worse before they get better, and I stupidly convinced myself this was not breaking me out. It was completely breaking me out into like those horrible like red rupture kind of, you know, like eruptions under your skin that really hurt, and then eventually they turn into a whitehead. So yeah, not impressed with this at all. It cost me quite a lot of money. I don't remember how much, but I remember thinking, Jesus, that's quite expensive for a moisturiser. So yeah, I don't know, you might have it and you might absolutely love it, and that's amazing if it works for you. I wanted it to work because I love the smell of it, and I was like, oh, okay, so it doesn't work for me. So yeah, the next thing that breaks me out is this No. 7 by Boots Triple Protection Tinted Moisturiser for all skin types. I don't use foundation on a day-to-day basis, so what I do is use a tinted moisturiser or a BB cream of some kind. And again, I was trying to just finish product. So this isn't completely finished, but it's very, very close to being thrown into my like finished items. But this breaks me out as well. So again, I realised it during this whole year of not buying new stuff. So I couldn't figure out what was breaking out my skin until I had periods of time where I had really good skin. And then I would finish something and I would start something else and realise actually this shit is just breaking me out. So it was really upsetting because I wanted some sort of tinted moisturiser for like every morning instead of foundation. And then I could just top up with some concealer because I don't have time to do a full face of makeup in the morning. There is just no time for that stuff in the morning. I loved it. I used it for ages. And again, because my skin was bad anyway, I didn't think about the products I was using. I was like, oh, it's just my skin. But since I've gone back to using this, I've run out of a couple of other things. This is definitely breaking me out and it's no good. The next one is quite upsetting because it's my MAC Studio Fix Fluid. The reason I know this breaks me out, and to be honest, I've always known that this breaks me out, but I'm going to talk about it. So if I use foundation for more than one day in a row, so say if I use foundation on Saturday and then I'm going somewhere on Sunday and I use this foundation again, I will break out by the end of the second day. I will have broken out because my skin cannot handle this. I don't know if it's any foundation because I've just had this for so long that I know that's what happens. But with this foundation, 2 days in a row, my skin cannot handle it. So I try not to wear any foundation for like more than one day in a row. But I know that if I'm filming or if I'm going out in the evening, I can use this and have absolutely no problems. But as soon as I try and wear foundation for a second day, especially if it's like a full day or another like 5-hour stroke or like a whole day wedding, I will break out. By the end of the day, I can feel eruptions underneath my skin and it's horrific. But this is the foundation that's probably my favourite in the world. It's the one that stays matte all day. It's full coverage. I haven't found anything I love as much as the full, like the Studio Fix. And I don't know if it's just because I'm old school and in my head it's like the best thing for me. But, and also like the colour is like perfect. I can't really fault any of the MAC Studio Fixes because I found one for every season and I found one for every occasion, and my skin is oily, so I always need matte full coverage. So I love it. I won't stop using it. I just won't use it for like more than one day in a row because that's just what happens to my skin. And the last one I'm really upset about because I wanted this to work so bad. This was the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer in one, because I thought if this works, I can use this for work. So I can just put this in the dark places where I need them every day. It breaks me out. If I use this all over my face, it breaks me out. And again, it's heartbreaking, but this didn't take more than one day to break me out. So I put this on in the morning, I tested it out all day, and then literally I came back and there were these little bumps like on the surface of my skin when I got home. And this was the only thing that I used that was different. And it was almost like different acne. I don't know, it was a bit weird to explain, but I'm really upset about this. So at the moment, I just use this under my eyes. And if I get the odd pimple during the day, in the morning before I go to work, I will just use this as a quick concealer. But I can't use it as a foundation. I cannot use this all over my face. And again, it's heartbreaking because I really wanted it to work. The colour is probably a little bit darker than I wanted it to be. So I think this was the closest shade to my colour. But when I put it all over my face, it's actually too dark. So I can wait till the summer comes and then try again. But I cannot use this in warm weather when I'm sweaty all over my face because it just does not work. So really upsetting because again, I really wanted this to work so bad. I'm a big fan of like Clinique stuff, but I don't know. I think I've been duped into their stuff. I don't think their stuff is as good for my skin as I want it to be, because some of their stuff just doesn't always work that well for my skin. So yeah, this really let me down. If it works for you, then I'm so jealous and I'm so happy for you that it works for you because I really wanted this to work. So they were the 4 items that I've discovered over the last year have completely broken me out. And like I said, I've almost tested it by ruling out other products that I'm using to try and figure out what's causing a problem, and using some stuff on one side of my face for like a week and then using some stuff on the other side of my face for a week to try and figure out what's causing it. So I'm really sad like not to finish these products. I mean, this I will probably finish. I can still use this for under my eyes and things like that because I don't really break out under my eyes, but I can still use this to cover up the odd dabby pimple, but I can't use it as a foundation, which like I said, this is probably the most disappointing out of all of them. So thank you very much. Let me know if you guys want to see these kind of videos with products that don't really work for me. I've got a couple of other videos that are coming up on some skincare stuff that I love, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. See you later.